Codes of professional ethics require that information security professionals act honorably and responsibly. Many organizations have internal codes of ethics that their employees must follow. For example, here's the code of ethics for AT&T. It includes rules and guidelines for how employees should conduct themselves honestly and ethically and avoid personal conflicts of interest. ISC2 also has a code of ethics that applies to all certified security professionals. It includes 4 canons. These are 4 simple statements that outline what is expected of individuals who subscribe to the code. You'll want to be very familiar with these canons when you take the exam. You don't necessarily need to be able to recite them word for word, but you do need to know the general idea behind each one. The first canon of the Code of Ethics is that you must protect our society, its infrastructure, and the common good. The actions that you take should give the public confidence in our profession. This canon basically means that the actions you take, or fail to take, must support the betterment of society. As a certified security professional, you have an obligation to protect the common good. For example, a security professional who uses their skills to engage in unethical hacking activities would violate this canon of the code. The second canon is that your actions must be ethical. You must act with honor, justice, and responsibility and work within the bounds of the law. The bottom line here is that you may not break the law, lie, or commit any other dishonorable, unjust, or irresponsible action. For example, a security professional who makes an error that leads to a compromise at their organization and then covers up and lies about the mistake is violating this canon of the Code of Ethics. The third canon is that the professional services you provide to principals must be both diligent and competent. As a security professional, you must carry out your duties in a responsible manner. The code uses the word principal here because it's meant to apply to your employer if you're a normal employee, or to your clients if you're a consultant. Basically, whoever you're working for has the right to expect your diligent and competent service. A security professional who fails to carry out their assigned and agreed upon duties is violating this canon. And finally, the fourth canon is that your actions as a security professional should advance and protect the information security profession. The actions you take should help rather than detract from the profession at large. The most common way that this canon is violated is when certified individuals provide unauthorized assistance on exams, violate the ISC2 non-disclosure agreement, or provide false information on an applicant's endorsement application. Now, you must follow a formal process if you suspect that another ISC2 member has violated the Code of Ethics. The code does contain a statement requiring you to report violations of the code, and in fact, failure to report a violation is a violation itself of the Code of Ethics. So if you witness a violation of the code and you don't report it, you're violating the code and subject to sanctions. If you're in a situation where you need to submit a violation report, you must submit a written, notarized affidavit using the form supplied on the ISC2 website. It must include the name of the accused person, the nature of the violation, the specific canon or canons breached, the reason that you have standing, and any corroborating evidence. Now let's talk about what it means that you must have standing to file the complaint. That means that the alleged behavior must harm you or your profession in some way. Standing varies based upon the canon involved. Canons 1 and 2 are about protecting society at large and acting responsibly. Anyone may be harmed by those violations, so any member of the public has standing to file a complaint about Canons 1 and 2. Canon 3 is about service to principals, employers or clients. So only employers or clients of the individual have standing to file a complaint about Canon 3. Canon 4 is about protecting the profession, so other professionals have standing to file a complaint about Canon 4 violations. This doesn't mean that you have to be a CISSP or even a security professional. Anyone who is certified or licensed in any field and subscribes to a code of ethics can file a Canon 4 complaint. For example, a certified public accountant or a licensed healthcare professional would all have standing to file a Canon 4 complaint. Once a complaint is filed, the ISC2 Ethics Committee takes over. They will allow the accused individual to respond, gather any additional evidence that they wish, and then reach a determination. If they find that an individual has violated the code of ethics, they may revoke that individual's certification. Information plays a vital role in the operations of the modern business, and we find ourselves entrusted with sensitive information about our customers, employees, internal operations, and other critical matters. As IT professionals, we must work with information security teams, other